Good evening. Okay, through this vlogging platform, I would like to answer the questions given to me by Hershey Joy Ninial Decrepito, major in Social Studies, Bago City College. First, what is your teaching philosophy? Okay, so before I'll share with you my teaching philosophy, let me give you a definition of what a teaching philosophy is all about. The teaching philosophy is a statement of one's beliefs and thoughts about what's important in teaching and learning. So, I personally believe that teaching is still the noblest profession. Why? Because this profession is considered as the mother of all professions, since all professionals underwent educations with a teacher. So I also believe that teaching is borderless. So that's my philosophy. Teaching is borderless. It doesn't mean you are teaching social studies, then you will no longer be allowed to insert other disciplines like science and mathematics. So therefore, one of my teaching philosophies is to practice integrations among other subjects in order for the students to understand that knowledge is broad and flexible. Another one is my belief that a classroom should be a safe, caring community where learners are free to speak their minds, to blossom and grow. Okay, so and as long as the learners are able to interact with their fellow learners and also with their teachers, then I can say that my purpose as a teacher is realized. Okay, so for the question number 2, can you describe the process you have undergone to become an effective social studies teacher? So this is the second question. Actually, the process starts with a struggle on how to effectively teach my students with different backgrounds and interests. But when you say effective teacher, that is really hard to explain. But in order for me to at least know if I am effective or not, then feedbacking, okay, to get your students' opinions, right, serves as an important factor here. Why? I would know my strengths and weaknesses from my students' point of view, which I always do in the past during the face-to-face. And then another thing is preparedness. Like you know very well about the subject matter that you are going to teach. You have organized plans. And lastly, of course, I guess this is the most important. When I, as a teacher, can effectively explain complex ideas in simple ways, then I should say I am effective. Okay. Hence, it is a long process. And let us not just focus on what I have gone through, because education is a lifelong learning. Therefore, I can't really say that becoming an effective teacher is the end topic here. The process is long and continuous. Number 3, what can you contribute to your school or to your students that makes you an effective teacher? Okay. So I think when a teacher gives equal opportunities to students, say for example to participate in class discussions, when a teacher influences the students positively, that even when they are no longer in school, for example they have graduated already, so the same respect and treatment that they used to give you will still be evident in their actions. So when a student feels valued by the teacher, and of course vice versa, then that's for me are the teacher's great contributions to his or her students. Okay, in addition to this, I would like to insert here the perception of one of my former students to support my answer. Okay, according to her, an effective teacher does not only teach a lesson, but touch the hearts of the students. She also added that in order for a teacher to become effective, he or she must know how to listen. So listening is very important. If you want to become an effective teacher, then you should know how to listen to your students. Okay, so why did I insert her opinion? Because I believe that by listening to your students' opinion, you will then be able to know if you are doing good as a teacher or not. Okay, number 4. What advice or pieces of advice, tips, can you give to all upcoming social studies teachers? Okay. So my answer for this is, of course, first, since we are talking about history, about issues, so you must read a lot of books or even on the internet, since teaching social studies requires a lot of reading, not just from one source, but from many sources. The more knowledge you expose yourself to, the better teacher you become. So observe as many teachers as possible to get some ideas from them, especially the social studies teachers. Okay, the next, make a journal or a note of what seemed to work with each lesson plan. So, for example, you did a class and then you think you did a good job, like you were very effective on that day, then you jot down, okay, or make a list of what did you do so that you can continue doing that in the future. Okay, then laugh with your students. I always do this. Laugh with your students every day to avoid boredom on the part of the students, because a happy students, of course, makes a perfect student. Okay, so they will listen because they're happy with you. Next, do not get tired. Another tip, do not get tired of learning new things and avoid a know-it-all attitude. Hence, always be open to suggestions and learning opportunities. Then next, number 5, why do you think social studies or social studies discipline needs to be taught towards your students? Social studies discipline is very important and needs to be taught to our students because it prefers the students in their journey in the real world. Social studies encourages children or the learners to open their minds to the many places humans live on this planet. Not only does the social studies curriculum teach physical geography, but as students learn about different places, they also become aware of the many cultural differences. Well, the cultural differences among world's populations through the study of sociology and anthropology. Okay. As they learn more about cultural differences, students begin to find that there are a large number of cultural similarities as well. Okay? So these are my answers to your questions. Thank you.